back everybody to our intermediate and advanced Civil 3D tutorial series here. In the past couple videos we looked at some of the transparent commands within Civil 3D, and in this video we're going to finish up with the last 3 or 4 here that are related to profiles specifically and helping you draw your profile grade line. There are a couple additional tools within the transparent commands here that you can go and look into. Curve calculators, you can match lengths, match radiuses, a couple that we just didn't cover, but those are fairly simple ones and you should be able to utilize help to figure those ones out. So to start going through the last couple here, we have profile station elevation, profile grade station, profile grade elevation, and profile grade length. These will all help you, and actually there's even some more. Profile station and elevation from Kogo points, station elevation from plan, and profile station from plan. So there's actually 7 different tools in this little section here. So most of these do have to rely on drawing a profile view. We can start these with a polyline. We can start them drawing an actual profile to demonstrate some of these, and without us having to make 7 different design profiles, we're mainly going to use a polyline command for this. So I'll start the polyline command again and start looking at the tools, and we have profile station from plan. So I'm going to select the profile station from plan, and Civil 3D specifies to select a profile view. I'm going to click on my green boundary grid, and then it wants to know the station along the baseline. So I'm going to start right at 0, and we can type in an elevation. So if we zoom in and we know that, say, this is exactly 1200, and let's take a look at these before I start typing in numbers. 1255, 1260. The first one is 1272. So I can either type in 1272, or I can come over to my profile and get a graphical display of what I want to do. So I'm going to type in 1272 and hit enter. Then say we wanted our next grade break right at the corner here, which is about station 415. I can specify the endpoint, so I'm going to specify the endpoint, and the elevation of that. When we go over to the profile, it's going to show you physically where that curve is. So I'm going to specify an elevation, and we can either click, and actually let's click for this one, 1253.560 roughly, and it's going to sketch that polyline in there for us. This will work with your profile as well. Now for the final one, generally, this is just a short little profile. We're not going to have a lot of ups and downs. I'm just going to hit escape and connect my polyline to the end of my profile. So that was the first tool, profile station from plan. Let's take a look at the second tool, profile station and elevation from plan. So again, I'm going to start a polyline command, and I'm going to run the design surface there, or that command. I'm going to click on my profile view. I'm going to select my surface, and then I get to select the points. So Civil 3D wants to know kind of where the station is and any lefts or rights. Is it left, is it right? And it's going to hopefully grab the elevation. So if I click, say, 68 meters off, we see that we now have a little white cross on our profile view. The next station we'll pick over here, and it should connect the two together. And obviously you would use these tools a little bit more refined. You'd zoom in and you'd figure out exactly what you want. You just wouldn't be clicking randomly like I am just demonstrating this. But this will pick the elevation of the location you select on your surface based on any offsets or whatnot. So I'm going to just hit enter a couple times, and I know we didn't connect it to the beginning or the end, but that's entirely okay as well. These can be moved, these can be stretched. Same with drawing a regular profile view. Again, start a polyline. We're going to look at the third button, profile station and elevation from a Kogo point. So this will look at points near your alignment and physically move them toward, or physically place them on the profile here. So I'm going to select that third command, select my profile view again, and then Civil 3D asks me to select the point object. So I will select this one. It should be perpendicular to the alignment. And we see that, oh, station not found, so it's not quite perpendicular. So we will start that command again. Select my profile view, and I'll make sure to select one that's more in line. So we'll select that point there. And we see a little white plus on our profile view there. Then if I select, say, this one over here, that one over there, it's going to grab the elevations of whatever these points are and place them on the profile view. Now, because I'm just using a polyline, this does not automatically adjust the height, but we can use Kogo points to match our proper design. And where this comes into play is if we are tying into an existing road. If we have to continue a driving lane through, we'll definitely want to tie into the grade and the elevations at the beginning and the grade and the elevations at the end. And alternatively, if there's any crossroads, we want to match those elevations, and that is where this tool can be really, really handy. Taking a look at the next option, profile station elevation. So we're going to now actually create a design profile. So I'm just going to create a profile by layout. And I'm just going to name it design, and I'll keep all the defaults. Then we can start our command drawing tangents, and I want to start at the very beginning up here. I'm going to run the profile station elevation command. I'll select my profile view. And then Civil 3D asks me for the station. So I will pick, I'm going to type roughly 500 with an elevation of, so that's 1245, we'll say 1247.5. And those will be the exact numbers I type in. I'm not clicking on the page, I'm actually guaranteeing that these are the numbers I want. And then we can do the station at the end with an elevation of the end. And again, just hit escape a couple times to exit the command, hit enter to exit the command. And we saw that I just drew this with the actual profile tools command. So I'll delete that and I'll create another one. And this one I'm not going to name, I'm just going to leave it default. Taking a look at the next command, profile grade station. So this is handy. Oh, we haven't started the command yet. This is handy when you know the grade you want, and it will go to the station. So if we want minus 5% for, say, 500 meters, it will do that minus 5% for us. So I'll select profile grade station, select my profile view. I'm going to type -5, and as we see, it holds that grade, and we could click here if we wanted, we could click here if we wanted, but it's going to hold the grade, and if I type 500, it will be 5% for 500 meters. My next grade, let's go -2, and we'll end at the end of the profile. And again, hitting enter or escape will exit the command. Now, getting right out of the command, we see that at the beginning we have a -5% grade, and that will be for the 500 meters that we specified. So 0 to 500 is -5, then for the remainder is the -2. Again, these could be used when we're tying into crossroads and side roads. We know how wide the road is, we know the slope of the travel lanes. Let's create another profile and not name it again. And we'll take a look at this next tool in the bottom half here. Profile grade to elevation. So start my command. I want to draw my profile from the beginning again, the grade to elevation. So say I wanted to go -5% to an elevation of 1255 exactly. And then say I wanted to go 2% to 1260. And then -8% to an elevation of 1240. So we have actually a lot of handy tools to help us draw our profile views here, and we can see -5% to -8%. A lot of tools here to help us draw our profile views. We can control grades, the stations, the elevations. We can pull information from our plan view and physically put it in the profile view here. And the last tool is profile grade length. So we'll create a last profile, create profile from layout. And again, not going to name it for this. Start from there and we'll run the profile grade length. So say we wanted minus 6% for 200 meters. And then we wanted 5% for 200 meters and then minus 10 for 200 meters. So we can control that any vertical curves we have, for example, are say the minimum 300 meters apart. We don't have to physically look on our plan view. We can say 3, 6, 9, 12 to put them in, or 400, 800, 1200 to put them in. And then we can ensure that they are those minimum distances apart. So that was a few quick videos here for, I believe, on the transparent commands within Civil 3D. Just keep in mind that they do work with polylines. They work with lines. They will work with your pipes, any underground utilities. They'll work with feature lines. They're working with alignments. They work with profiles. And the reason that Autodesk added them, as I said before, is that we can now call them from within any of these other commands and utilize these transparent commands to help us do our designs better, help us control more information, instead of us just randomly clicking on the drawing here. So usually when I draw a profile, I will draw tangents and I'll come over here and I'll say, okay, roughly this looks good. And then we'll come over here and we'll come down here without knowing any grades or anything. Until I get the profile finished, I don't know that this is 5% and I don't know that this is 0.4%. When we have to meet maximum and minimum slopes, that can also help us draw these, because if we're constrained to 3%, we can type in -3 and see where that line takes us. So that was, again, the transparent commands. There are a few additional ones. Look in the help menu, look in the help options, and play around with them and see what they can do for you.